Greetings, we'll cover a few details about Kurt Cobain and his life in a succinct manner. Here is a short rundown of his early years, education, career, persona, achievements, and demise. Kurt Cobain was a singer, songwriter, and artist from the United States. He served as Nirvana's guitarist, lead vocalist, and main composer. The lyrical boundaries of popular rock were extended by Kurt Cobain's compositions thanks to his angst-filled lyricism and anti-establishment stance. Also known as Kurt Donald Cobain, famous as the guitarist, lead vocalist and primary songwriter of the rock band Nirvana. Born February 20, 1967, Aberdeen, Washington, United States. Died April 5, 1994, Seattle, Washington, United States. Father, Donald Leland Cobain. Mother, Wendy Elizabeth. Spouse, Courtney Love. Children, Francis Bean Cobain. Place of death, Seattle, Washington, United States. Height, 1.75 meter. Cobain was born on February 20, 1967, to waitress Wendy Elizabeth and mechanic Donald Leland Cobain in Aberdeen, Washington, in the United States. He was a joyous child who loved to create art. His sketches of cartoon characters on his room walls, which included images of Donald Duck and the creature from the Black Lagoon, showed that he had an artistic bent. His talented artist grandmother Iris Cobain served as a source of inspiration for him. Cobain developed an early interest in music. He was able to create short songs about going to a nearby park and play the piano by the time he was 4 years old. Bands like Ramones and Electric Light Orchestra served as inspiration for him. He enjoyed listening to tunes like Hey Jude, The Beatles' Hey Jude, and Motorcycle Song by Arlo Guthrie, among many others. At the juvenile age of 9, he witnessed his parents' divorce, which significantly altered his attitude. He developed into an introvert, who occasionally rebelled. Despite residing with his father, Cobain spent the weekends with his mother. He became more despondent, as he watched his mother suffer at the hands of her abusive second husband. His father was unable to follow his commitment to wait a while before getting remarried. As a result of his second marriage, and the arrival of 2 children, Cobain developed a resentful attitude toward his father and his new family. He had a difficult upbringing, and it showed in his public conduct. When he was seen by a therapist, he suggested that his parents stay together for the benefit of their son. When his parents were unable to resolve their differences, Cobain's father was given full custody of him. Cobain was nevertheless moved to a family friend, Jesse Reed's residence, when his behavior did not change. He became attracted by Christianity during the early stages of living with strangers and began going to church. His new outlook, nevertheless, didn't last long. He joined the school's baseball and wrestling teams at his father's encouragement, but performed poorly, just to disappoint him. He started hanging out with gay boys. He claimed to be gay when people questioned his sexual orientation in order to avoid them. During his second year of high school, he started residing with his mother. Just before receiving his diploma, he abruptly quit school. His mother then ejected him from the home. At Aberdeen High School, where Cobain was a student, he first met his bandmate. Despite their initial lack of chemistry, they eventually became friends thanks to their shared passion for punk rock. In 1985, shortly after quitting high school, Cobain started a rock group called Fecal Matter, performing both his own songs and covers of artists like the Ramones and Led Zeppelin. The group disbanded a year later, although Cobain's tapes were useful in the early stages of his subsequent band, Nirvana. Cobain didn't settle on the name Nirvana for his band until 1988. Cobain played guitar and sang lead for the group. Krist Novoselic played bass, while Aaron Burkhardt played drums. Nirvana's debut single, Love Buzz, was made and published by a little record company named Sub Pop Records. Bleach, their debut album, was released in 1989. It included the punk foundation of the record mixed with recognizable, heavy metal noises. Chad Channing replaced the departing Aaron Burkhardt, and Dale Crover later took his place. Later, Dave Grohl took Dale Crover's place. In cities like Seattle, Nirvana was becoming well known. At about the same period, Cobain began experimenting with songwriting, penning songs like About a Girl. The band, Nirvana, gained more recognition in 1990, as a result of its collaborations with well-known rock and roll figures. They eventually had the chance to tour with Sonic Youth, a well-known rock band. When Nirvana and Geffen Records teamed up in 1991, Nevermind was the result, marking a significant achievement. Nirvana's hit tune, Smells Like Teen Spirit, is what made them famous in the music industry. At the age of 24, the song also elevated Cobain to the position of best composer of his generation. In Utero, a different album that was released in September 1993, was a big commercial success. His difficulties and unpleasant life experiences are the focus of the record. With the release of his track, Radio-Friendly Unit Shifter, he made another step forward in the recording industry. The song, which was included on the album, In Utero, discusses how the band's previous big track, Smells Like Teen Spirit, affected them. Even though Cobain experienced tremendous professional growth, he was gradually growing distant from his bandmates on a personal level. He then performed for MTV's Unplugged series. All throughout his life, Cobain battled severe bronchitis and gastrointestinal problems. He turned to booze and drugs, as a result of his troubled upbringing and health concerns. He first used narcotics when he was just 13 years old, and by 1990, he had developed a serious addiction. David Fricke of Rolling Stone listed Kurt Cobain as the 12th best guitarist of all time in 2003. On MTV's list of the 22 greatest voices in music, he came in at number 7. He came in at number 20 on the 2006 Hit Parader list of the 100 greatest metal singers of all time. In 2005, the Kurt Cobain Memorial Committee erected a sign reading, "Come As You Are," in Aberdeen, Washington, in memory of Cobain. Following the sale of the Nirvana song library, Cobain surpassed Elvis Presley in 2006 as the highest-earning decedent. The following year, Elvis once more took Cobain's place. Along with Novoselic and Dave Grohl, Cobain was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014. Azarad, who chronicled every aspect of Nirvana and its members since the group's beginnings, produced a book with the working title, Come As You Are, The Story of Nirvana. On March 4, 1994, he overdosed on drugs while on a family vacation in Europe, but he survived. Following this event, Cobain developed suicidal tendencies and became a recluse. An electrician found his death at his Lake Washington Boulevard residence on April 8. The coroner's report states that he passed away on April 5, 1994. He wasn't even 27.